Yay! Hello there, my name is Chris Farah. Welcome to my YouTube channel where tonight I am back and I'm super excited about it. Do I have lipstick in my teeth? No, great! For 90 Day Fiance Season 8. It is episode 1, it's the premiere. Tonight it was us, all of us. Well, not all of us, there was 2 couples not with us. But it's a bunch of new people and old people. And by old people, I also mean people that have been on the show before, as well as elder people and young people. That's how this show works. It's a mix. So great. Anyway, so I'm super excited to talk with you guys tonight about all the people we meet and how the season's going to go and what we think. And I'm, real into it. So let's get here. You guys, welcome. If you haven't yet, please like this video and let's, have a little fun. Okay, so Brandon is our first, person we meet, and we meet Brandon. He's a little sweet. He's like a little farmer dude. He's doing his thing. He lives with his parents. We've seen this before and we'll see it again. And with Brandon though, and living in his parents, we also realize like he just stole his mom's face. Like, his mom gave him her face. And then because of that, she feels she can run everything. That it's just like, she's like, you're me, you're a male version of me, so you're never gonna be a man, and I get to run it. I run everything. So that's how I feel she lives her life with Brandon, but and then she's also married to like low-key Joe Biden. That man's like a Joe Biden brother, slightly younger brother, how would you guys feel about that? But it could have been either person because that, again, Brandon just stole his mom's genes. He looks nothing like his dad, everything is like his mom. I'm trying to scroll to, I'm trying to scroll to where he's from, you guys. Where's Brandon from? He's like someplace, on a farm is how I would describe him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, no, Virginia native. Okay, so he meets Julia, and the way that he meets Julia is this. Brandon's friends are just like in a Russian club, honey, and they're like, looking around, and in the Russian club, honey, it's like, and like, like spasiba or whatever, and there's a go-go dancer there, and she is giving it, and they show us Julia, honey, and she can dance, and her body be banging, like, whatever, God bless. And so, I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but remember that one Mormon who wanted to marry that Russian girl? God, there's so many couples now, I can't possibly keep them up. But then she was kind of a party girl, like Russian, and then he tried to make her not be that. And then she also pretended to somewhat convert, but then she had a baby, and a baby, I think later on, they never were on the show again. She had a baby that was supposedly his, but that baby doesn't look like his. And if you know the story, because you know who I'm talking about, in the chat, I'm sure people are saying, the baby's just a different ethnicity than I would say would be like a baby of 2 white people. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Brandon and Julia kind of remind me of that couple. And but Julia is not even wanting to convert, hasn't even pretended to do that. She just lives that life in Russia, enjoying it, being young, being free. And Brandon, not so free. Not free, so now Brandon, it feels like, has no siblings. And you guys, I think, in the sense of, they keep talking about the fact that Brandon's going to inherit the whole farm. So because of that, no one else is laying claim to that heir fortune, right? Okay. So Brandon's working in pest control, going to inherit a farm. Frequently he's under houses, just spraying down for bugs, honey. No mask, not a mask, Rudy Giuliani, in a testimonial trial, no mask. God bless. And I literally was like, you can't be around all those chemicals, honey, and them killing them bugs. You can't be killing them brain cells, going in them nostrils. Those houses, there's no ventilation, just underneath the house, spraying something and then breathing it all in. Were you guys worried? I was worried. Anyway, so However, Julia is going to come out. They have 90 days, as we know. And Brandon has had a really shitty job of doing things right for Julia in the sense of he hasn't been forthcoming. And that is the theme of what the first episode always is. Like, it's not going to be exactly what they probably want or hoped for X, Y, and Z. It's like, because usually they're living with someone else, and that with someone else, in this case, our parents, and we've seen that before, you know, and like, or the place is disgusting or dirty, and we've seen that before. And that's usually like by far the most disagreeable, because you're like, why don't you just clean that? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like, I do understand that if certain people can't afford to live by themselves, you know. However, if you can't afford to live by yourself yet, maybe you should not be taking on someone in America that you're paying for. I mean, I'm just, right? I mean, be able to pay for yourself singularly, and then be able to take on someone before you like just bring someone over and all live in the same house. Oh, God. I'm playing with my hair. I do like my hair, but like, because I put a little oil in it, because you know, when you like continually bleach it, it gets a little dry. The ends are a little dry, and it's getting a little oily from that. So sorry that I keep playing with my hair. I love my mod so much. Anyway, I'm so excited to see you guys. Truly, you being here is Christmas morning. Christmas morning. Okay, sozies wozies. Okay, so he doesn't want to tell Julia that A, they're going to be staying with his parents for like majority of the time, if not the entire 90 days, if not like for the first 5 years of their lives. Julia thinks they're going to like live by themselves someday. Because here's what happened. In a very Infisa George way, Brandon misrepresented his money bags, because he's has been paying for everything, right? Like all of their trips that they've met up in Iceland and like France or them stuff like that, like with their families. And because of that, I think Julia thinks that like you wouldn't be able to pay for all that and just like live with your parents, right? But yeah, working doesn't pay that much. Unless his whole scheme is that they don't provide him with proper masks and gloves and things, and that he's going to sue them. But then does he have to have records of like having cancer or something? That's a horrible, if that is what his plan is. It's really backwards thinking. Anyway, but in that way, she probably thinks that he's like, you know, doing well, but he's spent all of his money, has spent it on the credit cards for like all of this, and now he has nothing. So he can't, you know, like pay for her to live outside of his parents' house. Now, also, she's agreed to like be there, but she will not be in his bedroom, honey. She will be in her own space, in a different space, because mom like won't have it underneath her house, her roof. However, if it's under a Hilton roof, that's okay, because we don't want to pay for an extra room, right? She's like, if it's traveling, it's fine. It's like, okay, well, I think that like she, in a very different part of the confessional, was like, well, if they just like, if I don't have to hear about it, they like sneak in, that's fine. And I'm like, okay, if you want to give her like her own room because she gets to have her own drawers and like put stuff away, that's fine. But like, let her like, you know, sleep in bed. Like, it gets cold on that ranch. I don't know, but you know, I like sleeping with a little like warm someone. I forgot what that's like. I have a stuffed animal. It has lavender in its butt. Self-care. So I will say also this, like, the mom, again, is bananas. You know, like, she is coming for that, like, Hulty Debbie, you know, like, she is in it to win it. Like, Debbie is sinister, but, like, Colty, like, because I think Colty makes money and Debbie doesn't make any money more, Colty, like, has a little more, like, a foot in, but, like, the parents and Brandon have this thing where Brandon doesn't have any money, or they paid, I don't know, because like what ended up happening, let me just say, is that Brandon's mom is like, I want to be there when she flies in. And Brandon's like, no, but then she's like, and I'll pay for everything. And Brandon says yes. And when Brandon says yes, that means that his mom can now control all of it. All of it. Because she's paying. Whoever has money makes the rules. That's the golden rule. Whoever has the gold makes the rules. Which is why he should have never let her do it. But he has no money, I guess. But I mean, just kidding. There's like banshees where I live. Screaming outside. So I will say this. It's not an ideal situation, not ideal for me. I mean, really the only like man's man on this who we've seen in this episode, because Tariq isn't on this episode and we don't know the other people yet, seems to be like, at least Mike owns its own property, like owns its own place. I guess Natalie's gonna be upset that, like, again, they have to have Uncle Bo there, so she also doesn't get to have like her own space with Mike. But we'll get into that. I will just say that, yeah, let's move on to Jovi and Yara. Okay, I'm super into Jovi and Yara. First off, Jovi has them Kylie Jenner lips, honey. I mean, like, also the lips of, and I think that I made this reference before, but like, and I'm so sorry, but when the Beast turns into a prince and Beauty and the Beast, and he has those like, that kind of like blank stare. It's like the blank stare with like lips, honey. He has huge lips. And teeth for days. And Jovi, I don't know if it's like an homage to John Bon Jovi. I'm assuming, so lives in the Bayou, Louisiana. Gives me accent for days. I love an accent. And he meets Yara. Let me tell you, Jovi, I'll tell you how it happens. Jovi is like a deep sea diver and like works in the oil rigs. By the way, I have an uncle that did that. He's older now, but did that for years. And it's like a crazy situation. He has to go under, I mean, if this is the same thing, they have to be like depressurized and stuff like that. So like you have to go in something, wait, then work. And then after you're done working, be in this chamber for like another 2 hours to get your system right, or you just like die. I'm not quite sure exactly, like I'm not a scientist, but like you could easily die, whatever, God bless. And he works for 4 weeks on at a time and then 4 weeks off. So, and he travels a bunch. Like that's the whole thing. Like he's always moving on the move and like fixing them oils, like maybe in the Middle East. Like I'm not quite sure, but whatever, God bless. And he opens a traveling app for meeting friends. That's Tinder, right? Right? That's Tinder. What traveling app? What? TripAdvisor? Is there a TripAdvisor like meeting singles part? I don't think so. God bless. So he does, and he like meets this hot piece, this hot bird, and he's like, I'm gonna go hook up. I cannot wait. I'm like young, wild, and free. I have a southern accent. At this point, I have a good body, which we find out is what's happening now. Not so much. And he goes to like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But like they sexmatize each other and they fall in love because the sex is so good, I guess. And they're young. Is that what happens? Okay. Anyway, yeah, they really hit it off, like it's awkward at first, they hit it off and they're into it. And then some stuff goes down. Chiefly, he proposes to her after they get, a baby making, and then they lose the baby, but then they're still in love. So it works out until this moment. So she's going to come do her fiance V's and see how it is. Now, it's really interesting because we have one scene where Jovi like goes to his friend's house and those friends are like, it's crazy that he's doing this. He's like a bananas party head. He's like a Southern. He's like, did you see Floribama Shore? He's like basically like Floribama Shore. You know, like they don't say that, whatever. But remember that show? Oh, remember like barrel chested freedom fighter? Oh God, what a simpler time that was. Anyway, so their suspect, the married couple suspect, the baby suspect. London's looking at him like, I'm not quite sure about this one, and Jovi's just like, you know, like big smile and big lips and big teeth, you know, like they're like, okay, whatever, and he doesn't even understand it. He truly is like, I don't understand. I mean, it seems weird. I think about it sometimes. I don't know if it's what I should be doing, but here I am, and I'm pushing through. There's a lot of like, well, there's no other option because I can't date this person in the normal way we would all date. So I gotta throw the dice. It's Vegas. It's like Vegas of dating. Like it's like Russian roulette, you know, like we have to put up all of this risk. Yeah. Brandon wants to do it because it offers Brandon like something to do on the farm. Jovi, she's just that hot. I also think she probably has a different flavor, you know, like these Ukrainian girls, you know, like, and these like Eastern European girls, like a lot of them do like this hyper feminine really, really well. Let me say this. This whether you have, however you feel about it, and there's like differing levels, and I've been up and down Yards. I'm obsessed with her. I think that she's gonna be like the fun person of the season. I've been up and down her Instagram all night, and she does this like luxe, this like fancy luxe kind of like feminine, elegant glam. Now she does it in a broke down way, which is this. She hints at things that, of course, are not luxe materials. Like she unfortunately can't, and I'm not saying anyone can, and I definitely cannot do this. So, but it's like this is, I'm telling you specifically what her style is because I have like, it's a pinpoint of what I know. It's like a fake version of luxe, kind of like luxy slutty, kind of luxy sexy glam. So instead of having a Chanel, it'll be a Chanel lookalike bag with like either like one logo on one thing on her outfit or nothing at all, you know, like, and it won't be Chanel, it'd be like a Christian Dior or something or other. And if you look super closely, like the materials of her bodysuits and things are like very, very, very cheap and like penny lines all over the place, you know, and like none of her extensions would ever be like blended in any way. Like she's not but because she's not like a millionaire's girlfriend, right? Not yet. I mean, and definitely like Jovi isn't there. You know what I'm saying? But there is this look of like trying to get as close as possible to that kind of thing. And so it's like this, like, we don't see it. It's not an American woman look anymore. You know, like it's very rare, you know, like I see it only in some millionaire kind of people, like Instagram influencer peoples who are of a non-American lineage. Does that make sense? Anyway, this is so specific. Yara, they always have like plastic surgery too, and you know, like they're gonna be like put on and fake, like they're all getting to a certain place or whatever. But she has that, and so she has the hyper feminine, hyper glam look. That's not really Jovi's thing. He's like blue, backwater, blue, like bayou situations, just like again. It's such a different lifestyle that like, how are you going to react? However, I would have never thought that Paola and Russ would have lasted this whole long time. And they did. I mean, whether they last together because they're on a show that maybe like they have to, but I mean, I guess they could break up and then like that'd still be dramatic, but I would never assume that they would have lasted, and they did. At one point he says that she's family orientated, and I was like, all right, Cisco, broke down Iggy Azalea, you know. Well, I just like, truly, he got those crazy ass lips, and he didn't get it from his mom. His mom is not very happy about the situation. She doesn't feel like the Ukrainian women have a good reputation about them, and that's kind of true. I also like at one point when he goes to his friend's house, and then she's like, what does she think about coming to America? Just like West Side Story. America. Like she's Russian. She's not like Puerto Rican. Okay. We finally get to go pick up Yara with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. She's like, has seen Larissa and she's like, not for me. And the bouquet he got is really beautiful. It's like, it's kind of like a friendship or mom bouquet. It's not very romantic, but God bless, God bless. And unless it's like dead spring, you tell me, but whatever, God bless. We got her flowers. She's like, step away because he comes right to the escalator. And she's like, hi. He's like, hi. She's like, okay, I have to, this, just, okay. You know, and also like the lips kind of got to her first. So she was like, they're both big lips. Like, boom, you know, and then she'd like, step away, you know, God bless. They're like, what do you love about Jovi? And she's like, he had a good body. He had a good body. Yeah, no, he did. Not anymore. I can't wait. Michael and Natalie. So this already seems put on. I don't like it. Like, I don't understand Michael's attitude at all. He is like somewhat like blasé, like we're back together. We talk. It's been already like, because they've already been on a whole season, like it's been so long for them in the process of them getting a visa. And then he's been like, it'll come or not come. And then when it finally comes, he's like, oh, I'm excited. Not excited. I'm scared. He's like, did you take a Xanax bar? I mean, what's happening? Like, if you aren't excited, then don't do it. This is so sad. Is this his way of getting her back for not saying I love you? Is that he's going to be like, great, you got your visa finally, my love. You can come here. It's been our life. Like, is that what it is? That's so sad. Natalie, I mean, I think Natalie's bananas. I mean, I think she's bananas. I think that truly, like, if things were super important to her, like her religion and the way that she wants to live her life, like veganism and stuff like that, like you would pick someone whose like main tenements are that. I think it's absolutely banana to make someone like try and make someone vegan. And your religion. Or believe in God even though they don't. Those are just huge things. It's one thing if people are curious about that or whatever, but like if people are automatically absolutely not, like keep it moving. Because if you don't, you're just like, what are you after? You could be going to church and finding someone if that was like what was this? I mean, you know, if that's like what your thing is, go to church, meet someone. If your thing is vegans, go to a vegan restaurant. Believe me. But here we are, having this FaceTime phone calls. Mike has now bought the farm, which I think that he was in debt before, but now he's bought the farm. And Bo is, you know, still living there. You know, like that's his right-hand man. So one thing is Natalie's like, I don't want to live with Bo. And we realize that like, yeah, Bo, but here's the thing. Mike is like, Bo lives here. And I'm like, in the same house? Because from what I remember last time, Bo lived like on the property. It's 32 acres. He lived on the property like in a separate unit. Why wouldn't that be an option? Why is that not an option? It's 32 acres. I keep saying that it's like, you know, it's like that's a lot. It's a lot. You could, I mean, it's so much. In fact, that like you could easily find a place where like there's not like a big tree, and just build something. There's people out there you can just build some. I mean, you can just easily like, what does Bo need? Honey, the Four Seasons? No, Bo's fine. I mean, you know. I just looked down and Princess Talk-A-Lot goes, build him a year. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, get an arrow bed. I mean, like, he can sleep on the stars. No, I mean, like a tree house. Like, obsessed with tree houses. I couldn't be more obsessed with tree houses right now. If you look at like who I follow on Instagram, half of it's tree houses. Okay. I mean, that would be my, like, if you just gave me like an option of 32 acres or fucking tree somewhere, just build me a gorgeous tree house with like a skylight or whatever, God bless. But I mean, no, that's probably, I don't know what this man wants, but like, just a room, with a bathroom, like a little hot plate, like, I mean, what does this man need? So anyway. However, it's like alongside the theme of like, people move here. Maybe we're not going to have an ideal situation for you to live here, for you to be comfortable. So also, Michael decides to go get a little haircut, honey. And Michael has a new hairdresser. Her name is Sarah, honey. And Sarah's funky. Sarah's chill. And Sarah knows the whole story. And, she's like, what's happening? Oh, I forgot that I was going to be making these orange things. So I'll tell you. So she's like, what's happening? And he's like, guess what? And she's like, guess what? What? And he's like, Natalie's a coming. So Sarah's excited. Super, super excited. Some people on Twitter were like, Sarah, I don't know about you. Like, do you want Mike's like business? Do you want to like, by business, I mean like, and you want to be like living on that farm. But I think that Sarah's like chill. So for the remainder of the live, I'll be making a pomander, which are a cloved orange. And it's like a little like holiday thing. I got these really firm oranges and these like beautiful little stickums. They're the kind of things that, there's banshees outside of I don't know what they're doing. It's like, we're in quarantine, and I'm sticking it with this, and I'll put a clove inside to save my little finger. And then as like the next days go, it's gonna smell so beautiful. And you can design them like you would like you would think of like a bulb, like beautiful diamond designs everywhere, or little circles or lines. So yeah, that's what's happening. I think that everything is fake with them. I think that specifically with any couple who's been on already, like they know, they know what fame is like. They've had a taste. They want like the cameo money, and so I just feel like nothing is real. And I think that specifically with Michael, like his somewhat, apathetic reactions make me feel like not only are they fake, he's a bad actor. And also, what a horrible storyline. Is that like, you don't want this woman to come? Well, then don't have her come. It's a horrible idea. It's too hard. Too hard to make things work if like, you're already over it. I don't know, guys. I don't know how anything works. And by anything works, I mean romantic ones. Okay, let's move on. I don't really much to say about them. We'll see what happens. It does seem like it's going to be a lot of like Natalie with her crazy ass eyes just staring at like Michael, the whole time, and him just like feeling whatever shitty way he does about himself, and her wanting him to be something that he doesn't want to be. I don't know. I just hope that Bo survives. I hope Bo and his son are having fun. Okay, Rebecca and Zayed. So, oh God, this hurts. We know Rebecca and Zayed. Rebecca has a whole thing where she just like keeps meeting Arab dudes. Where they're young, honey. She meets them. She brings them over, to like be obsessed and love her, and they like pretend to until the very moment they get their green card. And they're done with her. And remember her from last season. Remember the fact that she, like everyone, has become a little obsessed with filters. I have a whole thing where I can't with filters anymore. Like, I think they are making people truly hate their own face and obsess over certain features. And I get it. But like, I feel like everyone is obsessed with having lighter eyes, bigger eyes, lighter eyes, and absolutely disappearing noses. And then of course, huge lips, and everyone looks the same. And it's so sad. And I just like, I don't know. It makes everything not fun. Anyway, Rebecca is not the first woman nor the last woman to like make herself look different because she feels like she has to. So I've always felt for her for that. And I feel like she's over it now. I feel like she thinks what she is. She's like a really beautiful girl. So like I'm happy about it. But she's still, doing her thing with Zayed, and she has done a life upgrade in order to get money to get him to be here, which is that now she's a restaurant manager, honey. And I give it to Rebecca because to be on the show and to have like a service job like that, first of all, I don't know what's happening in COVID, God bless. But at the same time, like, that like people were probably like staring at her, like, or coming into her restaurant just to like talk to her, like maybe like making her, I don't know, that maybe made her feel weird or good, but like, God bless. And so she's living with her daughter, right? And her daughter's dude. And the dude is like soups conservative. And she is like a whole thing where, for some reason she had a place, but she's not going to have her own place with Zaya. She can live with her daughter and it's going to save money. And the dude is like, that's weird that Zaya would be upset to live with us. And she's like, well, he's, first of all, every time that one of these white people are dating a person of Islam, like they say Muslim in such like a hard Muz. It's always so upsetting to me. But, yeah, like, I don't, yeah, like, if there's a whole thing about separating men and women who aren't married, there's a whole thing with his like faith and his like culture. Don't hold it against him that he'd be upset by this. That's real. I mean, it's really messed up. You wouldn't do that for like, I don't know. Everyone is so intolerant how other people live. And other people, it's always the thing where the non-Americans are like, do you understand that I'm giving up everything to come here? Everything. This is not my jam. So make things somewhat comfortable and easy for me. And not more horrible, more harder, more hard. That's what I kept trying to say. I haven't been looking at you guys. I'm so sorry. I love you. Heather, you gave me a super chat back there and I did not say anything. Assalamu alaikum from Saudi Arabia. My love. Thank you so much. Shukran. I'm so sorry. I have just been like babbling doing this orange. That is so sweet. Shukran, my habibti. My Ayuni Booney. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Hopefully she's not a restaurant manager in California because everything is shutting down again. Oh, don't I know? Don't I know? So, here's the thing. I do feel like they love each other. Because I don't feel like he wants to be in America, perchance. Like, I don't feel like his parents or his like family want him to be here. Specifically that sister, honey. That sister hates the idea of him leaving. God, that sister's like a beach. I mean, she doesn't give a F. That sister is snotty. Snotty as the day, that sister. I mean, she is a snot, like snot-filled nose. Like, she is like a 3-year-old's scarlet fever. No, that's like death. No, like 3-year-olds. Like, I was gonna say like strep throat, but I don't know if you have a snotty nose. A sick 3-year-old's nose. She's snotty. I feel bad for Rebecca with that one. All she wants is love. Like, Rebecca is like the tattooed Darcy. Do you love when she's like, I hope this is what Zayed says it is? Whatever they say in Arabic to each other. Ugh. Arabic lovers. You can just say Arabic back to each other. I gotta learn that language. So I am super excited for the people that we haven't seen. Of course, Tariq and Hazel. I got to meet Tariq when we did a comedy show with Dean. Wait, was he there? Yes. Or was it just Dean? No, Tariq was there, right? Yes. Juan, I met him. And I'm excited to be like, what is Hazel's type? There's this one, like, of course, they're teasing the fact that Hazel's bi and she gets to come and experience that because that's not what it's like, like in the Philippines for her to be so out. But now that she's here, they're like going through an app and he's like, well, curvy, blah, 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 like, blah. I'm like, what do you think Hazel's type is? Obviously, she's tiny, 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 Asian, long, dark hair. Skinny, skinny, skinny. So is she like, I want someone like me that makes me feel comfortable? Or is she like, no, I want like a BBW? Or is she like, no, I just want like a blonde, like Sailor Moon looking girl? Or is she like Ashley Graham? Or is she like, I want like a butch girl? Ooh, honey, I can't wait. This is me doing my thing, my loves. So yeah, I cannot wait to see that. And then there's the couple. I'm so sorry. There's 2 more couples. They gave us one, and I didn't really write them down. I did a horrible job writing them down. Oops. Stephanie and Ryan. So they gave us a little bit. So Stephanie's 52, is a businesswoman from Michigan. Has never been in a serious relationship. God bless. And then she met Ryan, 27, in Belize, which I'm excited about that because that is where Wa's family's from on her dad's side. And so I get to see that. I don't know if he's Garifuna. That's what Wa specifically, her ethnicity is. The whole thing with Stephanie and Ryan is that she has been giving him that money. She's been providing, and it's gonna cause a little friction, as it does. I think that it's gonna be like full of sauciness as well as like lots of drama, and definitely give us like room for fodder. And someone else who we absolutely did not meet is Andrew and Amira. Andrew and Amira. So Andrew's 32, Amira's 28. They connected immediately via an online dating after 1 weekend in Las Vegas. He proposed to the French native, and then they were approved for the K1. But their whole thing is that, like, she gets stuck in the quarantine limbo. That is something that happened, poor thing, during this process of the pandemic, I guess, early on. And I don't know. So we will see. So I think with this, I'm just going to continue to make clove his circles down until I get would be like an even amount of lines. Maybe let's do like, I have to do it like that way and then that way and that way. So, I work to be done. I can't wait for this season. I'm super into it. I'm excited for really the new couples. I'm always more excited for the new couples because the old couples, like, I feel like are fake. They do fake-ish. It's not as real to me. It's not like I can like see it, like this Mike and Natalie thing is not making me happy. I'm excited about Hazel's like sexuality because, why wouldn't you be? And how that manifests and how we get to see that express itself. But I'm so sorry. I have like something in my nose that's like tickling me. I think it's a little clove dust. But I love you guys so much. I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am going to do I will be doing an edited recap of episodes this season because I know people like them more. And I think that for, the holiday season, I might as well give the people what they want, what they truly enjoy, which is like me not saying ums and likes all the time. I understand that, and more jokes and better editing. But thank you so much for being here tonight. And I like both. I like having a space for you guys to talk and us to like discuss the things that we need to like hash out. And then I also like the edited ones. So I'm gonna honestly try and give you both, Thank you to my mods that are here tonight. I hope that you guys are all staying like super, of course, healthy, but also like happy and also healthy within your own body and self, of like working out in some way, moving, centering yourself, grounding yourself, surrounding yourself with as much love as is possible with your family or your chosen family. What should we do? This year I've been trying to, as in many ways, say yes to things as possible. This is a year of no, right? But this has been like a really interesting year that I've like tried to radically accept what the present is, and then how to live within that. Because you have to accept it, and then you can live in it. If you don't accept it, it's hard to like make any moves. But if you can just accept your present state, action can happen. And the action, of course, is like what moves you forward or makes you do something that is enjoyable or will bring you happiness or whatever it is. So in that way, I pray for you guys and for myself to open our minds and hearts to how we can say yes to the beauty and love in our lives in new and interesting ways, because so many things are unavailable to us that we're used to, and that is our like status quo. So because of that, we absolutely have to find those new pockets, right? And they will only be found if we have an openness to them. If we aren't so close-minded, right? If we like open and breathe into the possibility. And I guess also take a certain amount of risk, which is scary, but what else are we doing? Right? Anyway, make these if you haven't yet. This is a great like child activity. Pomodors are like a French kind of holiday thing. I think they're also a cult maybe. So if you're a witchy person, there also isn't a cult thing. But they're really beautiful and fragrant, and will like light up your whole house with a beautiful citrus clove smell. Make a great gift. They do die though, probably like 4 days, but you can dry them and then they'll keep. I'm not exactly sure the concept of drying them. I would assume it's like put them in an oven on 200 and open a door, just like let them dehydrate. Anyways, I love you all. So have a great week. Thumbs up this video if you haven't yet. You can, of course, join my Facebook group, Vanity Farah. Search Vanity Farah on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Chris L. Farah. And the L is for lockdown because it's happening again. So I can just keep saying it until we're not in lockdown. That's what I get. Okay. Take care of yourselves and each other, and stand up for what you believe, and you make art. Make it any way you fucking can. That's the one time I cursed, but that makes sense. Okay. Bye, baby boos. I love you.